Any injury update on Turner?
High ankle sprain. And that was the injury the second time as well.
Yeah. Is that something likely to keep him out a while?
We don't know. There was a lot of excuse me. There was a lot of swelling at halftime. He moved on it in the back to see if he could go. Tried to go, came out third quarter and was able to play, and then re-aggravated that, tweaked it again, and basically that took him out of the game.
Yeah. Obviously, without your first two centers, really rebounding was a major issue tonight. Was it just that they were more physical or whatever, or?
Well, we knew that was a big part of the thing that they do bring to the floor. The physicality of the game, I talked about that at the beginning of the game. It's going to be a physical game. They were going to try to pound you. They were big, long, physical in the paint. All four of their bigs attacked the rim, and we needed to get in there and hit first, and we needed our guards to smash, and they won that battle. They won the battle with the physicality, 19 offensive boards. That's, just way too many second opportunities.
Al Jefferson had a strong night for you, and given your injury situation, it looks like you may have to go with him quite a bit here in the next few games.
Yeah, well, we've been talking about that since guys have returned. Everybody has to be ready to play. Things happen, and Al has kept himself ready to play. He stepped in tonight, gave us some good minutes, got a little tired in that fourth quarter, and but he gave us good minutes, and he'll be ready for whatever we ask him to do.
That was going to be my follow-up. Was that is it going to be a lot to ask of him to play 30 minutes? It looked like obviously he had a great first half, but he looked like he was slowing down a little bit in the second.
Yeah, he got a little winded. I mean, played 25 minutes, and they were basically attacking that matchup. They pretty much, whenever he was in on the 4 or the 5, they basically put him in pick and rolls, which he knows that's coming. Teams are going to try to attack him, bring him out on the floor, and try to attack him. And they had some success with that. I think the last few minutes of the third quarter when DeRozan was in the game.
What can you? I mean, you kind of talked about the guards crashing, but what can you do defensively and rebounding when you're without your top two centers?
Well, whether we have the centers or not, you got to go in there and you got to hit first. And we need our guards. Nobody can leak out. There were some long bounces that they beat us to, and you got to go into the paint. When that shot goes up, no one can leak. You need to recover to the paint, try to put a body on those guys and force them to go over the back, and you have to go get it. Try to go get it.
What did you see there in the fourth, Nate? I mean, you guys were leading going into the fourth. Looked like C.J. Miles got free for a couple of open looks. What did you see in the final quarter?
I thought we had some breakdowns in that fourth quarter. We didn't keep our head. Kind of got emotionally drunk out there, and gave up some easy baskets and some fouls. We had some fouls that were silly fouls early in that quarter. Kind of gave them momentum, and CJ got loose on a couple of shots. Wright was able to get to the basket a couple of times. We just had some breakdowns that you have to remain solid in close games like that. That team, kept its composure, and they executed down the stretch and won the game.
Do you view this at all as a measuring stick for your team in that, yes, without Sabonis, without Turner for about half the game, you guys were right there till the final minutes?
Well, you could say that. We lost the game, and we played to win, and injuries are part of it, and it's a chance that we may be without one or two of these guys come this weekend, and the next guy up, whoever that may be, have to come together and give our best and do the things that we train all season long to do.
Can you elaborate a little bit on what you said? They lost your heads a little bit in the fourth quarter. That hasn't been something that's characteristic of this team, especially in the last couple of weeks.
Well, just the emotional game like that. They were making a run coming back. We had a couple of breakdowns that we stopped moving the ball, went into a little bit of isolation. we had a couple of cheap fouls, and we had some breakdowns where we gave them some easy baskets to allow them to get that momentum. And you have to understand, we talk about our 3 C's all the time: being calm, being clear about what we want to do, what we need to do out there, and being connected. And I thought it was a disconnect on defensively as well as offensively.
Did you see, or have you noticed teams try to kind of take advantage? Victor is such a good defender, and sometimes he kind of can almost play free safety a little bit, that teams will try to attack or try to take advantage or beat him to a spot sometimes with certain plays where he's trying to help, or if he's trying to kind of jump a passing lane.
I think teams do that to any player. If they feel there's a weak link out there, or a guy's covering, have a certain coverage where he is gambling, you set up something to go at those players. And so it's not just Victor, it's whoever they feel the weak link is out on the floor.